Once upon a time, in a small, quiet village nestled between rolling green hills and a sparkling river, there lived a boy named Arjun. Arjun was known throughout the village for one thing: his laziness. While others woke up with the sun, ready to begin their work, Arjun would pull the covers over his head and drift back to sleep, letting precious hours slip away unnoticed. His mother would call to him each morning, her voice rising with each passing minute. "Arjun, the day is waiting. The world is moving. Get up, my boy." But Arjun would mumble, "Just 5 more minutes, Ma." Those 5 minutes would turn into an hour, and sometimes even more. When at last he got up, the village was already buzzing with life. The farmers tended their crops, the shopkeepers opened their stalls, and the children ran off to school, their laughter echoing in the air. But Arjun lagged behind, always a step late, always chasing after the day rather than embracing it. Arjun's father, a hard-working farmer, often tried to talk sense into him. "Son, time is the greatest treasure we have. You can never get it back once it's gone." But Arjun would shrug and say, "There's plenty of time in the world, father. Why rush?" One day, news came to the village about a wise old man, a sage who lived at the edge of the forest. People said he knew the secrets of happiness and success, and could answer the deepest questions of the heart. The villagers flocked to him, seeking counsel and guidance. Arjun's father suggested that he visit the sage. "Perhaps he can help you understand the value of time," he said gently. Reluctant but curious, Arjun made his way to the sage's hut. The journey was long, and the sun was already high by the time he arrived. The sage greeted him with a warm smile. "What brings you here, my child?" he asked. Arjun looked down, embarrassed. "Everyone says I waste time. They say I'm lazy, but I don't see why it matters. There's always another day, another chance." The sage nodded thoughtfully. "Let me tell you a story," he said, motioning for Arjun to sit beside him. "Long ago, in a kingdom not so different from your village, there lived a young prince. Like you, he believed time was endless. He spent his days in leisure, playing games and sleeping late, ignoring his studies and responsibilities. His father, the king, tried everything to encourage him, but nothing worked. One day, the king handed his son a pouch filled with gold coins. He said, "Spend these coins wisely, for when they are gone, you will have only yourself to blame for what you lack." The prince was delighted. He spent lavishly buying sweets and toys, throwing grand parties, and gifting coins to anyone who asked. He felt rich and powerful, believing his wealth would never run out. But soon, the pouch grew lighter. One morning, he reached in and found it empty. Shocked, he went to his father. "Father, I need more coins," he pleaded. The king shook his head and said, "I warned you, my son. Now you must earn what you wish to spend." The prince realized, too late, that he had wasted his fortune. He had to start from the beginning, working hard to earn each coin, understanding at last the value of what he had lost. Time, my boy, is like those coins. Each moment is precious. Once spent, it can never be reclaimed. Every wasted second is an opportunity lost. Arjun sat quietly, absorbing the story. The sage continued, "Let me give you a task. Come to me tomorrow at sunrise. I have something important to teach you." Arjun agreed, but when morning came, he overslept as usual. He rushed to the sage's hut, breathless and apologetic. The sage smiled kindly but said, "You have already missed today's lesson. The morning is the best time to learn, when the mind is fresh and the world is quiet. Come again tomorrow, but be on time, determined not to fail again." Arjun set several alarms and asked his mother to wake him before dawn. It's time. He arrived at the sage's door just as the sun peeked over the horizon. The sage led him to a field where dew sparkled on the grass and birds sang their morning songs. "Do you see how alive everything is in the morning?" the sage asked. "The world begins anew, full of possibilities. This is the gift each day brings." He handed Arjun a small bag filled with seeds. "These are your seeds of time. Each one represents an hour of your day. Plant them with care, water them with effort, and tend to them with purpose, and you will see what grows. Waste them, and you'll find only barren ground." Arjun worked hard, planting each seed, watering them, removing weeds, and protecting them from pests. At first, it seemed like nothing was happening. He grew impatient, tempted to give up, but the sage reminded him, "Anything worth having takes time and dedication. There are no shortcuts." Days turned into weeks, and slowly, tiny green shoots emerged from the soil. With every sunrise, the plants grew taller and stronger. Arjun felt a sense of pride and fulfillment he had never known before. He realized that the more effort and attention he gave, the more his garden flourished. One day, as Arjun admired the blooming flowers and ripening fruits, the sage came to him and said, "Do you see now? Each hour you spent in care and diligence has blossomed into something beautiful and valuable. Imagine if you had slept through these days or neglected your task. What would you have to show for your time?" Arjun nodded, understanding at last. "I wasted so many days before thinking time was endless, but now I see every moment is a gift. If I use my time wisely, I can create something wonderful, not just for myself, but for others as well." The sage smiled. "You have learned the greatest lesson of all. Time waits for no one. It slips away, silent and swift. Those who respect it, who treasure every moment, are the ones who find success and happiness. Those who waste it find only regret." Arjun returned to his village a changed boy. He woke with the sun, eager to begin each day. He helped his father in the fields, studied diligently, and even encouraged his friends to make the most of their time. Slowly, people began to notice the difference. His parents were proud, his teachers impressed, and his friends inspired. Years passed, and Arjun grew into a wise and respected young man. He achieved great things, not because he was the smartest or the strongest, but because he understood the value of time. He never let a moment slip by unused, and as a result, his life was full of accomplishment and joy. Whenever a young person in the village struggled with laziness, Arjun would share his story. He would say, "Imagine you are given a treasure chest at birth, filled with golden moments. Every day, you spend some of those moments, whether you realize it or not. If you waste them, they are gone forever. If you use them well, you can build a life richer than gold." He would remind them of the sage's words, "Time is the greatest treasure we have. Once gone, it can never be reclaimed." So, remember Arjun's journey whenever you feel tempted to let another hour slip away. The value of time is beyond measure. Every morning brings a fresh start, a new chance to plant the seeds of your dreams. Use your time wisely, with purpose and passion, and you will see your life blossom into something truly extraordinary. For in the end, it is not the days we spend sleeping or the hours we waste in idleness that we remember. It is the moments we seize, the chances we take, and the dreams we pursue with all our heart that define who we are. Let the story of Arjun inspire you to rise each day with determination, to cherish every moment, and to build a life that you can look back on with pride, knowing that you valued your time, and in doing so made the very most of your precious life. If this story touched you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Like, comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more human stories that matter.